looks like Nene Leakes.
It was a picture. They were like the stallion in like 30 years.
Oh, they so stupid.
And I was just like, girl.
Megan and Jennifer Hudson, have you ever seen them in the same room together?
I can't take it.
You know who else you never seen in the same room together?
Oh,
Adele and Sam Smith.
right. Sam Smith has looked amazing lately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the makeup is flawless.
It's flawless. I think that Adele is Sam Smith in drag.
Wow.
Which is why they never have albums at the same time.
Okay.
They're both from overseas. They both make heartbreak music. They never made a collab.
Right.
I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there.
Actually, it's pretty.
I'm just putting it out there.
That's how I felt when I was telling you look like Keisha Cole a little bit. Hey, see, and you sound like her. It's perfect. It's fucking perfect.
I didn't want to say this, but you want to get right exclusive?
Yes.
We are the same person.
You're Keisha Cole?
Hey, I'm Keisha.
Wow.
Shout out to the bag.
Okay. Are you really going to open your gap back up?
Yes.
Are you
going to hit my notes?
Are you going to do the blonde and the red again?
Yes. I want a blonde bang.
Wow.
With magenta hair.
Okay. Should you have cheated?
Maybe I should have went out to the club.
Right. I told you it was free before.
Should have lied.
Yeah.
I should have done it.
We don't take anything serious.
We don't. It's okay though.
Yeah.
No, but no. Tori, if you shot Megan, just say you shot her. And Megan, we know he shot you. So I'm not going to say if you're lying because I believe that Megan was shot because no one would go through all this.
She was shot. That is a fact. She was shot.
But by who?
That's the question.
Bingo.
That we need an answer to.
Bingo. Was it Kelsey?
I'm just glad she stopped
talking. Was it Tori? Was it security guard? Was it Kylie? Who shot Megan?
Right.
Because we seen the blood.
Now that could be the series. Who shot Megan?
I know this is off topic.
That's fine.
Have y'all watched Clickbait?
Heard about it.
I've heard about it.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
I got it. It's on my list.
It's an 8-episode limited series on Netflix. It's called Clickbait. It stars the woman who it was in Get Out the maid. No. She does an amazing job. It follows I'm gonna brief synopsis. It follows a man who was killed based upon his dealings with a dating app. And it starts off with a video saying that I kill women, I abuse women. After 500 likes, I'll die. Listen.
That's heavy.
It is so good. When I tell you my anxiety was through the roof the entire time, the entire series. And I'll try to watch it at night. And you know I'm scary.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm looking out the window like, somebody have to come and get my ass.
Did you watch it all at once?
I watched it in 2 parts. So I watched 4 episodes first, and I watched the second 4 episodes because I didn't start till like 10 o'clock, and I was like, it's 2 o'clock. I cannot do this. Just like I can't watch Unsolved Mysteries after like 1:30.
That's when I watch it.
You watch that at night?
I'll be fucking myself up, and I'll be watching like the older episodes because I like the thrill of it. But like,
I always get scared because like, and this person's still on the run, and I'll be like, oh fuck, here they go, they live in my apartment complex.
Right, but then they're like, this case happened in 1970. I'm like, maybe they died.
Maybe they died.
And that's like my
no. Do you watch anything like that?
48 Hours.
You watch 48 Hours?
I watch 48 Hours.
Okay.
I like those crime, like the real crime shows. Those are good.
Which city is your favorite?
I don't even know. I watch them all.
You watch them all?
I watch them all.
I lived in Louisville for like a year.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of weird.
I was really scared.
Crazy stuff out there.
Shout out to people on Shival, not Guaquin, because that's where everybody gets shot at.
Scary times.
Love it. Love it.
Number 3. So the woman suing Kenneth Petty and Nicki Minaj claims that fans have been sending her death threats after the Real interview.
Wow.
Did y'all watch it?
I did.
Heard about some of this stuff. I try not to watch a lot of this. It's shenanigans.
It's a lot. So the woman suing Kenneth Petty, who we learned her name is Jennifer Hoff, and Nicki Minaj claims that fans have been sending her death threats after the Real interview. As previously reported, Jennifer Hoff, the attempted rape victim of Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, spoke out for the first time on national TV to shed light on her story. Hoff appeared on The Real earlier this week and talked about being raped by Petty in 1994 when she was just 16 years old. She also discussed the lawsuit that she has against the couple for harassment. Tyrone Blackburn, attorney for Hoff, tells TMZ that she's getting flooded with threats ever since her interview aired. TMZ managed to obtain some of the messages of the alleged DMs sent to Jennifer, which include death threats inflammatory insults, and a concerning tweet in which someone shared her personal contact information. Blackburn says that the scary response from fans shows what Jennifer has been dealing with for years, all because of her connection to Petty. Hoff has filed a lawsuit against the famous couple for allegedly harassing and threatening her to not speak about the incident. Now, although Petty has served his time for the incident, he was recently charged with not registering in California and took a plea deal. Despite all of this, Blackburn says within the past 24 hours, Hoff has received messages from 30 different women expressing their support for Jennifer and thanking her for her bravery, TMZ reports.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's a lot.
You said 1994. It's about to be 2024. I get it, and I'm not about victim shaming at all. So let me make that clear. Why is the conversation happening almost 30 years later? This man's been to jail. He's been released. You've gone on with life. It just seems a little bit opportunistic to me.
It did to me at first too. And then I start to really look at what exactly was going on. So she's not suing Kenneth for the act. She says the act is done. What's going on behind the scenes is she's saying that she has been harassed and bullied by Petty and Miss Minaj because she won't recant her statement so he can be taken off the sex offenders list.
I get that. And if they are doing that, shame on them. They need to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. But what was the whole point of going on the Real and talking about the original experience with Petty if this is almost 30 years ago, outside of the fact that he's now married to a global superstar?
I'm not too sure. I mean, I think the Real's gonna ask the questions just to give the full context of the story.
Why is she on the Real?
I think she's on the Real because the case has garnered so much gossip in the blogs and people's speculation
because he's married to Nicki
Minaj now. But then she has to put her face and her voice in front of it because right now, okay, this is me thinking from a PR standpoint. Okay. So let's say me and you're a superstar, right?
Yes.
You're famous. You're out here, you're doing everything. So people know who you are.
Right.
People love your music. People love what you've done. People have a connection to you. So if I'm a victim and your spouse did something to me, right? And I am now hurt and shamed, no one's going to believe my side of the story because they believe everything you say because of who you are and how they feel towards you already. Same with the R. Kelly case. People push aside what R. Kelly did. It's really true. For years, when Remix to Ignition, Chocolate Factory, people push aside everything that R. Kelly did because we don't know those girls. But we know R. Kelly, we know how he made me two-step.
See,
so she has to get in front of it.
I understand that when there's something that's actually looming in real time. The R. Kelly thing, okay, this is somebody who's being charged with the crime. This is something that we don't know. Of course, fans are going to coalesce behind R. Kelly. They're going to support him. They're going to be like, who is this broad? She was a groupie, blah, 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 blah. There's no conviction. Now, when somebody has gone to court, they've served their time, they are a registered sex offender. Why are we having this? This is not a matter of if it happened or if it didn't happen at this point. It happened. And if it didn't happen, he was convicted by a jury of his peers in a court of law. And it's done. Why dig up that skeleton?
Because they have not let it go.
Yeah.
Who is they?
Petty and Minaj.
Because
they're harassing her. Nicki literally posted.
They just randomly started.
It's been going on. They've been harassing her daughter at school. They have been following her for years. And she posted something back in 2019, said, leave me alone, but never took action until now because it's starting to get crazy. Nicki literally posted like last month a post on her Instagram story asking who's outside. I got 50K for a job. The harass, and then she posted and deleted it.
I seen that.
It has really gotten to the point that now she's like, I have no other option. If I don't bring it to the forefront, and if I die, then who's gonna believe me?
Yeah,
I'm just lost because I'm just trying to figure out where it started. Like,
me too.
Where did it start?
Like we all know how to Google search, and we can still see that the case is still pending or the case happened. So I don't know why the petties are still being very petty and harassing this young lady. And all I got to say is, because that's gonna have to happen.
I mean, and she's not trying to take the money. And the worst part is
No.
that some of her leeching ass family members are like trying to get her to recant the statement so they can benefit from it. And it's just like, what is wrong with y'all? Like,
They're saying recant the statement from something that she released after the trial, or they were saying recant the statement from the original trial in
the
90.
original
trial.
trial. The original conviction saying that she was raped. They want her to say, I was not raped. And
That's
then
not gonna happen.
for me, it's all really interesting because there should not, in my mind, be a limitation of
statute of limitations on rape.
Like if I was raped when I was 7 and I was today and I'm 32, I still feel that same pain. My pain does not go away simply because the years have passed on.
Right.
So I don't think that, like, even if it happened like in 94 and she's still feeling that and still feeling shame from that, although he did the time, I don't know what the healing process is because I never had to go through that. So I don't know. It's just a lot of moving parts.
They need to leave her alone.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. Regardless, if they are messed with, I don't know if they are, but if they are, leave the girl alone. If you are the girl and you're out there listening, get off the radio, get off the airwaves. Stop talking about it, because for when someone's convicted of a crime, they do their time, they've gone to jail, they've served their debt to society. Let's move on. Why are we talking about something somebody's already went to jail for? Like Nicki Minaj and her camp, move on.
Yeah. I think at this point, like, Nikki, sweetie, if you ever get a hold of this, well, hopefully not too late, but yeah, leave that man, because that is going to be the end of you. Like, Kenneth Petty is going to be the end of Nicki Minaj. I've never seen Nicki Minaj in headlines only for salacious shit. Like, the music doesn't come out. We ain't talking about Seeing Green. No matter how many times you try and pump that shit into the radio waves, it's not happening. So it's just like, at this point, it's been like her assumed COVID ignorance about like the inflammation of like an uncle's testicles back in the Caribbean or something like that. And now this situation with Kenneth Petty, and nothing adds up. I remember she was talking about she couldn't go to the Met Gala and she couldn't perform at some other event because
she didn't want to get vaccinated.
That and the fact that she has a baby and all this stuff. However, you just went on stage with Lil Durk and them with Kenneth Petty and the baby at the concert on stage with all these people. So it's just like, Nikki, the stories do not add up at this point. And you know, the sad thing about it is I really want to have grace for her in the sense that this is Nicki Minaj's first family. Like, this is her man. She has Papa Bear, and I'm pretty sure she wants to like have that. I mean, shit, Cardi has it. Oh, the Cash Doll pregnant at this point. Like, everyone is building this family. So why can't she have that great experience? But the man that you picked is running you into the ground.
Do you think he has something over her?
Kenneth? No, I think she's stupid. I think she's in love and stupid.
I keep feeling like he knows something that we don't.
Because
why Kenneth? Like, I understand they have their friends from back in the day. I understand that they like you. Sometimes you rekindle some stuff, but with all this shit going on, and I think about my stake in it, why? Like, what really is going on? Does he have something? This is just me being a conspiracy theorist. I don't know nothing. I don't know the inside nothing. But does he have something on her?
He may. I mean, the thing,
he might just be normal.
Yeah.
I mean, she is Nicki Minaj. You got to think she's been tied to a lot of famous people. So sometimes you just need somebody who's removed from that.
But it's like, is he removed? He's putting her in the headlines more than she's putting herself in the headlines.
Right. But he's not a celebrity.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they probably got a great prenup. You know, it's probably a lot of stuff that you don't have to really worry about when you deal with somebody who's a normal, you know, average, like everyday Joe.
Well, girl, go back to Jamaica Queens, pop up in the bodega and find Poppy behind the fucking counter. Because at this point, Nikki, whoever your PR is, whoever your manager is, if they're not telling you that you need to let him go,
I would have quit. If I was the PR, I would have quit.
Because this, you could never pay me enough for this.
But what is the husband's role? Is he doing anything? Like, is he in the blogs talking or doing any of that?
He doesn't talk.
He doesn't talk at all.
But
everything else is speaking.
So can you blame the man? I mean, like, at the end of the day, we don't know what his involvement is. Yeah, he committed the crime, so people are automatically going to feel a type of way about him without even knowing the guy. But he's not in the blogs. He's not perpetuating the story. You know what I mean? He's not adding fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
People have a tendency to take a little bit of information and just run with it and just blow it up. And you know, we're talking about it now. We ain't had not one statement from Nicki Minaj or Petty.
Yeah.
But it's an ongoing conversation. So, you know what I mean? I wouldn't say leave the guy unless he's not doing something right for Nicki. But if she's satisfied, she's happy, be happy.
Yeah, and I want her happy.
I do want her happy, but I also want her thriving. And this is a lot a lot. Number 4.
Number 4.
Okay, yeah, 50 Cent's comments about Michael K. Williams. I can't.
What do you say?
So, as we all know, Michael K. Williams has passed away a few weeks ago, and then we found out that the official cause of death was fentanyl and a heroin overdose.
Jesus.
So 50 Cent says, "Oh, with the looking eyes, damn, he smoked that little blue cap out of the jukebox bag. Hey, catch Raising Keenan this weekend."
Oh, okay. That was a couple weeks ago when he said that, right?
This was
like
2
days ago.
Oh.
He
made
back.
another comment though.
He
about
did.
when he
and
first
came
passed.
back once the autopsy came through. 50 Cent,
Wow.
you are so fucking distasteful. I hate that the last 2 people I spoke about are from Queens. This is just not the representation we need right now. But girl, fuck you. So I don't know what to make of this, but 50 Cent is like a fucking cornball. And the crazy thing is, I really did love 50 Cent. I mean, aesthetically, musically, all of it. But as he got older, something ain't clicking no more.
It's about making money. So we're having a conversation about it right now because he made a statement. You just said watch Raising Kanan or Cannon or whatever
the fuck it is.
Right. I don't know what it is.
Probably Power.
Right. Power 2.0.
Yeah, Power. Yes, Power book 2.
Just call it Power.
Power 2.0. But it's marketing, and that's what this is about. Attach a ridiculous statement to promotional opportunity.
But it's just like, I don't know. I guess like for me, I feel like certain things speak for itself, and Power has a core following at this point. Why do you need the antics? And why this level of like distaste?
It's distaste.
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting. And I understand the marketing ploy and like I want to get out here and I want to promote this show. But the book of Power to Raising Kanan is doing fine by itself. You don't need to pick on a dead man. Now, granted, him and Michael had a little beef back in the day, but beef should have died when he passed away. Like, you should have some type of sympathy for the dead because he can't defend himself.
Dealing with somebody that's a mature cat. This is not anything that's atypical for 50. He does stuff like this all the time. You know what I mean? He's kind of a troll, if you will, amongst the celebrities. So would anybody expect anything less?
Yeah. I'm not going to find him.
Sometimes I just want more for 50 Cent because he's doing so well in every other aspect of life. His businesses are doing well. He's a mogul.
Him and Cuban Link look nice together.
But is he really, though? He might be successful. He might be making money, but is he doing well?
I don't know about that.
Because if you're doing well, I mean, why would there ever be the need to try to dump on a dead man?
He has to be miserable.
You know?
Successful, but miserable. Because 50 Cent is just like...
Or is he mastering the art of trolling? You know, he loves 6ix9ine. Him and 6ix9ine are in cahoots. And 6ix9ine is the king of trolling. So is he simply just trolling just to get these clicks?
I just think there are ways to troll. Lil Nas X trolls.
Yeah.
But
no, he's the real king of trolling.
It's not disrespectful.
Right.
To the ignorant ones, it's disrespectful. But like, you know, there are ways to do it. And I just feel like 50 Cent has not evolved. If anything, he's regressed.
It's not tasteful.
Are we adding 50 Cent to the
50
Hall of Fame?
Cent should have been in the Lame Hall of Fame. 50 Cent belongs right next to T.I., right next to Boosie in the Lame Hall of Fame. And I'm a nominate him. If you want to take it, bang the gavel and call it a day.
I think we should put him into the Get Rights Hall of Fame.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new inductee into the Lame Hall of Fame. Mr. Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent.
Congratulations, 50. You played yourself.
Fucking
Cali voice.
Yeah. All right, number 5.
Number 5.
And this is gonna be the shut the fuck up for the day.
I had it right there.
Did you?
Shut the fuck up.
Come on, Kim.
Come on. So R. Kelly's attorney compares him to Dr. Martin Luther King in closing arguments for his trial.
Whoa.
Yeah, man. I know he's just rolling in that tombstone. Crip walking and Harlem shaking.
Okay.
As R. Kelly's trial nears its end, an attorney for the singer said that R. Kelly was just like civil rights icon Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Defense attorney Deverell Canick told jurors Kelly is demanding prosecutors prove he's guilty beyond a reasonable doubt in the same way Dr. King fought for constitutional rights, the New York Post reports. Canick quoted King's "I've been to the mountaintop" speech, telling jurors Dr. King protested in streets across America because the government at that time was not being fair and true to all citizens. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read the freedom of the press. Cannon quoted King from his. The fuck is going on here? Oh, Cannon quoted from King's historic address. Kannick added that King led the civil rights movement in his attempt to make the government be true to what's on paper.
Ooh.
That's all Robert is trying to do, Kannick said. Kannick also gunned for the prosecutors, saying their case was flawed and alleging they encouraged witnesses to lie on the stand, misled jurors, and push a false narrative. He didn't have to recruit women, Kannick said. That's the narrative that they're perpetuating. R. Kelly is on trial as he is accused of leading an enterprise of his inner circle employees that allowed him to allegedly recruit and sexually abuse girls for more than 2 decades. Prosecutors allege that R. Kelly sexually abused several teen girls, including the late Aaliyah, whom he illegally wed when she was only 15 years old. Drake recently caught heat for sampling Kelly's song on Certified Lover Boy amidst his criminal trial. If convicted, Kelly faces 10 years to life in prison.
That's it. Jesus.
I mean, that was a reach, but I understand that when you're trying to get somebody off, you're gonna reach for whatever you can reach for. So I can't really knock the lawyer, but definitely a reach. You probably pulled a muscle.
You know what? I actually have the opposite opinion on this one.
Go ahead.
So, like the Bill Cosby trial, I don't look, if R. Kelly did what he did, that's one thing, which I'm not saying he did it or he didn't do it. However, the criminal justice system needs to follow and abide by what the Constitution says. So, when we do have a lot of involvement from the public about these scenarios and these situations, and it influences the jurors, or there's some public opinion that is pushing in one direction, that's not a good thing, and it takes away from the legal team being able to actually construct a fair trial and actually convict him beyond a reasonable doubt, because the law says if you cannot prove beyond a reasonable doubt, then you can't convict someone of that. So circumstantial evidence is only one piece, it's only one component, and public opinion is another thing. But none of those things have to do with the reality. Can you actually say that beyond a reasonable doubt this is what happened? And though it is definitely ill-placed in referencing Martin Luther King related to this situation at all, what the attorney is saying is actually pretty sound. And that is part of why Bill Cosby was conviction was thrown out later on, because it was found out that they're tampering with the evidence. They're presenting things that can dissuade a jury, that can convince them otherwise that shouldn't even be permissible in court. So when it comes to the justice system, and I'm gonna get political, but it is what it is, specifically as it relates to African Americans being accused of crimes, it's like, no, prosecute us based on what the law says. And if you can't do it that way, you don't have a conviction. You might not like the fact that I do this, you might not like X, Y, and Z, but you're not going to convict me based on the fact that I'm unpopular. That some people have said this, there's been rumors about X, Y, and Z. Make the law work for us the same way that it works for if you were a wealthy other. Do you get what I'm saying?
And we do know what other means.
Because I ain't gonna say it. They ain't gonna be reminding this interview.
Shit, that's what me and Calvin need to practice doing, because we just blew it.
They ain't gonna remind this interview. But yeah, if he was somebody who was of the affluent majority, then it would be a whole different conversation. But because he is a black man, the criminal justice system has no mercy on us.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
Whether he did it or didn't do it, that's not what the question is. The question is, should he be convicted for what they're accusing him of? And if you don't have evidence beyond a reasonable doubt, then the answer is no. Bottom line, deal with it a different way.
I do get that. I do think it should be clear cut, black and white.
And that's why they have civil court.
Yeah.
In the event that the families of these folks felt like, hey, regardless if you were convicted criminally or not, you guys, whatever this situation impacted our family, and we want some money from this, okay, take them to civil court. But in the criminal court, it has to be beyond a reasonable doubt. Has to be. Otherwise, we're just perpetuating the same system that has for hundreds of years locked us away, through the use of injustice and manipulation and all kinds of ill tactics. So yeah, even though it's R. Kelly and it's something that's not popular, we don't like what the allegations are. It's like, no, either convict him or don't.
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line. So that's where I am on the situation.
You said you were a nurse. You did some time in law school?
Okay.
Just trying to check. Second case, she done
Okay.
broke down.
Okay.
Second case.
I have a passion for that. You know what I'm saying? The criminal justice system in this country is crazy.
Yeah, it's
So
crooked.
if you don't know your stuff, you will become a victim of the system. So yeah, absolutely not.
I feel that.
A little legal love.
And that was all for
Hold
this.
on.
Oh, what?
Because Martin Luther King said this.
Martin Luther King also had a blonde flip.
He had a blonde flip. He's Nene Leaks of it all.
Wow.
Just leave Martin Luther King out of this.
That's how I feel about the gays during Pride weekend and Martin Luther King's birthday.
Yeah, what did Martin have to do with this?
With a do-rag and two bitches with a thong and a gun in the air.
No,
I'm like,
I'm
Martin
pretty
Luther King
sure-
would never.
He was here for all equality, but he wasn't here for the rump shaking.
I don't actually.
I don't think that was part of the peaceful protest.
Well, it wasn't the protest per se, but we did discuss on the show his infidelity issues.
Yeah, we did. Martin was here for the rump shaking.
But I'm not here. Yeah, I'm saying.
You know what? Maybe it makes sense.
Definitively.
I'm saying
It does make sense at the end of the
I
day.
still have my hunch about him and Rosa, but Coretta got rushed just so I ain't gonna get into it.
You know what? Maybe he was hunching on Rosa.
She didn't want to get up for what reason?
Okay.
Because Mama was wore out.
Wore out.
She
Thin.
had a dream too.
She had a dream. She just left Martin's house
I cannot.
and was tired, honey.
I'm saying, you
Take
think I'm gonna
it.
give up my seat on this bus after he blew my back
My
out?
back is tired.
Look,
My feet have been at my ears. I am tired. Okay. You are not. I'm sorry. Oh no.
we're doomed.
My career just went flash before my eyes. They're gonna put this. Delete all the episodes, Keith. This show never happened.
I don't
I'm
know
taking it off my
how.
resume.
How I'm gonna join the National Association of Black Journalists? I feel like I just burned the card.
We definitely burned the card,
burned it.
but they know our hearts, and we know what Rosa did for us. These are all just speculations. People.
These are all speculations.
No, this is allegedly. I was not there.
I hope Coretta whooped her ass.
Oh, Coretta.
Whooped her ass.
Wow.
And then
That's
hit
why.
her with her
That's
car.
also why she can get up. She was hurt,
Because Coretta caught them.
bruised.
You brought her in my bed with my sheets.
In my home, in my bed.
These are the stories not told.
Her and Kelly, as they lay.
That's why Kelly Price won't
That's
come
why Kelly
outside.
Price won't come
She's
outside.
healing.
She's afraid of Coretta Scott.
I feel that. Wow. These are the exclusives only on the Get Right, ladies
Only
and
on the
gentlemen.
Get Right.
You know where to catch us. All right. And that was all for bitch. You better read.
Love it. Love it.
And now it is time for the topic.
We have all this stuff here. But we don't have our topic then.
It's okay. Play something.
Play something.
Anything. I gave you some new ones.
You did. I seen
I
those. I
did.
was so excited.
Have some fun.
What is this? So many great ones.
Thank you.
That is my movie.
Look, it's so fucking good.
I-
It's like the best one.
She's just amazing.
Yeah, she really
She
is.
amazing.
She is-
Regina, shout outs to Regina Hall. Hilarious.
Oh my god.
Been putting it down for years and years and years. Finally
Yeah.
getting her flowers.
Yeah.
Yes, a queen, a queen. So is that going to be our sound effect for today? I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Okay. I'm cool with that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, like I said earlier, we have writer, actor, producer, and recording artist Alonzo in the building. So let's get to know him.
Hey, hey, hey.
So Alonzo, apparently you're a jack of all trades, is what I'm getting from this.
I mean, a master of none, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Not really.
Anytime.
I'm really not. There's certain things that I'm good at.
Okay.
Law is one of them.
Mhm.
Art is another one.
Well, we've
and
seen the
healthcare.
law skills.
Okay.
We've seen it a few
Because
times.
if I need a lawyer,
I will be hitting you out.
If you need some legal advice, I can give you some unofficial legal advice.
okay.
I didn't quite finish, but you know, I know a little bit of something.
I respect that. So, what would you say your first love is out of
Wow.
all the things that you do?
My first love is creating. I love to create. So whether it is writing, which I love to write, I love to produce, just coming up with a concept and bringing it to life. So whenever I have an idea or a thought in my mind, I love just putting it to paper, putting all of the resources to it, and actually bringing it into conception. That is what I love to do.
I hear that.
Yes, that's what I love. I love that. It's and same thing. It doesn't always necessarily have to be art, even if it's like a business endeavor or it's just something, a goal. Like I love taking a thought from my mind and actually making it manifest. That is like my passion. I love that.
I hear that. So, when did you first get that like artistic inclination that I'm meant to do this. What was that aha moment for you, and when was it?
Wow. The aha moment. Okay, so funny story. So I've grown up around musicians. I've grown up around characters, as most of us have. Daddy been singing my whole life, having drunk concerts, doing the most. And I dibble dabbled in music and film when I was a teenager into my early 20s. I think honestly, even though I had done a lot back then, I think I'm having my aha moment now.
Mm.
I'm seeing like now that I'm 30, Jesus Lord.
You wouldn't know. Life don't crack until you
Okay.
smoke it.
Okay. Okay.
But I think now I'm having that moment, like the pandemic, just really allow things to slow down, and the way that social media is formatted nowadays, and being able to actually reach consumers directly, which is something I'm really big on, has really given me like the motivation and the push to say, you know what, now is the time. Now is the time. Now is my time. I've dedicated myself to, being a public servant and doing all that other stuff, but now it's time to work. And I just from what I see, I'm like, oh, this is I need to do this.
Mhm.
We need uh different representation in the industry.
Absolutely.
So it's just now. I mean, now is the legitimate time, honestly. I didn't know if I would ever go back into doing this, but I literally this summer I was just last year I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do this.
I think a lot of us had those moments, like especially in the quarantine. Like, I need to be living a full, fruitful life. I can't just be doing one thing that I'm not really happy and satisfied with.
Right.
What do you remember? What that conversation with yourself was like in that moment? Like, okay, I've been doing this, but now it is time.
I do. And in that conversation, it probably came a little bit before the pandemic. It came at the end of 2019. At the end of 2019, I said, okay, I told myself I was going to work for so many years. I was going to sacrifice. I was going to put my head down. And at a certain point in time, nursing was going to be my segue into being financially free to be able to create on my own terms. Because back when I was in the industry early on as a young a teenager and a young 20-year-old, a lot of the stuff that I didn't like about the industry was the gatekeepers and all of the politics, and it wasn't about it wasn't about talent. It wasn't about the music. It was just, whose butt you willing to kiss, and you know what I mean, whose ego are you willing to stroke. So at the end of 2019, I just had got to a point and I said, you know what? I said this is what I was going to do. And like what I was just mentioning earlier, the thought was just in my mind. I'm like, okay, now it's time to start working on my album again. So that's when I think I made it up in my mind that I was gonna do it. And a lot of my friends were like, you crazy, like you have a great career. Why would you ever want to, dive back into that mayhem? But I said, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it on my own terms. And the conversation with myself was just go into it this time unafraid to just be yourself. Don't go into this feeling like you have to be cookie cut, you have to be perfect. Because back in the day, working with Disney and Nickelodeon and everything had to be so clean cut, and it was like no smut, So this time I said, okay, if I do this, I'm going to do this my way. I'm going to do this on my terms. I'm going to put out music that I want to put out. I'm going to put out visuals that I want to put out. And that was a conversation, like do it and be authentic in what you're doing. So that was a conversation that I had with myself.
I love that. Well, let's talk about the music.
Okay, let's talk about it.
So how do you define your sound to a new listener?
I define my sound as soul influenced. The music that I create, some of it's alternative. I don't know how much you guys have had a chance to listen to. Some of it's alternative R&B. Some of it is like pop. Some of it's R&B. Some of it is a little bit of just soul and like rhythm, like old rhythm and blues. But everything is soul influenced. So whether it's a rap track or whatever it is, it all has soul infused throughout the music. And it's all either based on life experience or inspired from the people around me, the people that I love, their experiences. So that's typically how I create. So yeah, life inspired soul music.
I love that.
So, like, what are some, even though lives have inspired the music, what are some of those people that you listen to? You like, you know what? I can see myself collabing with them, or I could see myself singing a song with them.
we mentioned a couple of them. I would love to sing something with Sam Smith. Sam Smith is amazing. I love Adele. That's for my blue eyed soul folks. But on the on the other side, I love, who wouldn't want to do something with Beyonce? Let's
I
put that
mean,
let's put that out in the beginning. That's
right.
like the precursor. Yeah, like that's always on the list. John Legend. I love John Legend. I think he's masterful in what he does. And there's a lot of new artists that are doing something a little different, that are not as mainstream, that I really appreciate, like Khalid.
Okay.
I like what he's doing. Um, I like Giveon, like what he's doing. PJ Morton is
He's
amazing.
my
Yeah, he's
favorite.
so
He's
good.
my absolute
PJ?
favorite right now.
Who
Yes,
PJ?
yes.
PJ is
He's
outstanding.
so
Yeah,
Give
good.
that
yeah,
man his flowers
yeah.
because he's just brilliant. I mean, and I love the Stevie. We can't love PJ and not love Stevie.
I know Kelvin
Um,
is living. That's his fave.
I mean,
Yeah.
I just get lost in Stevie. I was listening to him like on the way here. It's just
Mhm.
you just like, wow,
Yeah.
like what,
Yeah.
this is
How did you
timeless.
think of that?
Yeah, it's timeless.
Yeah.
So those with Earth, Wind and Fire. I mean, I'm an old head, really.
I
So
feel
there's
that.
there's people that I like that are new, but my real deal, Al Green, Earth, Wind and Fire, Stevie Wonder, like those people are the real legendary, iconic artists who have inspired my sound and that I, aspire to be like one day.
Now, there's been a lot of conversations about how R&B is dead. And we have seen a lot of new artists come out, and this I know for a fact R&B never left, but they're saying like there's a new resurgence of people listening to R&B, and with the Jasmine Sullivans and, as you mentioned, Giveon
Oh,
and
love
Ari
Jasmine.
Lennox.
Ari Lennox and
Mhm.
people like that. So, do you think that R&B is still true into form, because there's still people out there like SZA
Mhm,
and people like
Summer
Summer
Walker.
Walker, or
Mhm.
people like Jacquees,
mhm.
who don't really fit the typical R&B lane?
Yes.
Do you think that R&B is dead, or has R&B just changed?
What I feel is there has been a resurgence of neo soul sound.
Mhm.
So this stuff is not new, and a lot of people are like, oh, this like Summer Walker, this vibey music, this stuff is so new, and like this is the new R&B, when it's like, no, we had emotional roller coasters back then with Vivian Green, and we had Heather Headley's, and we had more vibey music. Even Janae's first album was like really where the vibey music,
Mhm.
a lot of that vibey music came from. I don't think it's new. I just think there's a different focus. The focus is more on a neo soul, melodic type of mellow R&B right now. That is very much so trendy. Um, I don't think it's dead though. R&B. You look at Beyonce. Come on
Yeah.
now, listen to a Beyonce album. You would think, oh, R&B is dead. Then you listen to something like Lemonade and be like, oh wow, this is
Amazing.
amazing. This is masterful.
Mhm.
And same thing with like Summer's album. Summer album is awesome. Summer's album is awesome. I forgot what the name of it is, but
Over it.
over it. Yes. See, like stuff like that. And I love the fusion of conventional R&B with like trap sounds and doing stuff. Everybody's in their own lane and they're just doing their own thing. So I'm here for it. For a long time, I was like, oh, this is not really, you have your little things that we like and things that we don't like. But in time, I've learned to just appreciate what everybody does, because it feeds a specific demographic and audience everywhere or somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm,
So let's talk about your creative process. When
okay.
you're getting into writing a new song, like how do you get yourself in that space? What does that look like for you?
So for me, writing is very therapeutic and it comes in waves. So I will literally, it could just be a random day of the week. And typically, like once I process something, that's when I'm inspired to write. So whether it's like vicariously through somebody else's experience or some of my own experience that has been resolved, at like once I get to that point of resolution, that's when I am like my mind is so stimulated and I'm like, okay, I need to write it and get it out. So that's typically where how my process starts. It will usually start from an idea or a thought process, or even if it's just something going on in the world that my mind will just compute and play over and over and over again until the point I have to get this out.
Right.
And that's typically what starts my writing process. From there, I will listen to, different sounds and samples and different beats and just try to develop a feel for whatever the idea is that I want to express. And then typically we go from there. I'll hum out a melody on my iPhone. Might be in and out of key, but just get some basics, and then from there just develop and build until it's completely out, and I'll know it's out because it'll be like a like a sigh of relief and no need to expel anything else.
I always wondered that because I know some people are words first and some people are a melody first person. So what do you find coming to you more often? Is it the lyrics first or is it like I have this melody first?
It's usual for me. It is a melody. If I listen to music, if I'm listening to like a track or I listen to a certain sound, it's always going to be the melody first. I don't work the opposite way, like just writing lyrics and then trying to find something to match it to or have somebody build around it. I wish I was an instrumentalist and could do that, but for the most part, it's either the melody comes first or it happens simultaneously. While I'm listening to something, I'm hearing words, and I'll like jot them down, note them in my little notes on my phone, and then go back and make sense of it later.
Feel that. Okay. Well, so we weren't able to get the project, but I want to talk about the project. So what is the name of it?
The project that I'm promoting right now is It's Complicated. See, and that is a shame. I sent y'all. See, for those listening, I sent them the music.
When did you send it?
I sent it to you earlier. It should be in your email right now.
Oh, it's today. Okay.
Wow.
I'm like, wait a minute. Before this interview, I did not have any
Hold
songs.
on.
Not you trying to play my credibility.
I'm all in Eric's emails.
Right. Get up in them emails.
Right. Look, people in my DM like, bitch, you want to be Pooh Shiesty so fucking bad.
So
Why you ain't
bad.
play his music?
Okay.
God damn it.
Shading me right live on air. Good.
Damn.
Well, we didn't get a chance to get your music, but let's talk about
Let me
it.
deactivate this account. The girls are acting niggerish.
Okay.
No, but yeah, while you look for that, it's also on YouTube and stuff like that. So if you got internet access, we can always pull it up. It ain't nothing to it but to do
Oh,
it.
so let's do that then.
I even sent you the YouTube links in the email.
I got the EPK, which was the first time I ever came across the EPK. So I don't know if I know what to do.
You know what? That's what my promoter was just telling me. He's like, EPKs are just so old school. I'm from the old school. I was doing this before the 2010 era. So that's just industry standard. Like, you got to have your stuff together. It doesn't even make. But apparently that's not a thing anymore. So social media is your EPK at this point.
But I think it's good to have both, so that way when you do go in the rooms with seasoned vets who are most of the times who you want to get in these rooms with, they're like, do you have this? And you're like, yeah, I have this, but I also have this. It shows that you can change with the times.
Right. And that's what my focus is, kind of focusing on being able to evolve, being able to adapt. I promise you, I've been on like a crash course trying to, because when I'm unplugged, I'm unplugged. So for years, I was completely unplugged, and getting back into the industry and getting back into music at the beginning of the summer, like getting ready to go into a release, I have been like on a crash course trying to dive into and understand the industry now, because everything is so different. And then this generation of music listeners is like, they are like microwave central.
Yeah,
they listen to 2 or 3 seconds or something, and then it's off.
Right.
So with that, it's like there's no time for a build up. There's no time for, you can't finesse it. There's no room for foreplay in this this industry. You just gotta get in, pumping and thumping.
No good.
So
the girls are so rough.
And that's kind of like what I've been on, just getting in there and developing art, developing visuals that are instantly stimulating, because you might only have 5 seconds.
Right.
So that's something different for me, for sure. But it's complicated. You able to find that?
I was gonna ask you to give us a song and we'll search it and we'll play it right now.
Go to YouTube. And put in Alonzo Direct, one word. Click that subscribe button and
right. As you should, plug it.
All of that, you know what I'm saying? And then so It's Complicated. So while he's doing that, because that's the one that should be posted on my page, the first one you should see. The record is about being in a relationship, being in a situationship, being in an exchange that sometimes you realize you like, or you want to get out of, and you just say, oh God, I know this is no good, or dang, we done been through this, we done been through that, we fight, we don't get along, we have more bad days than good days, but then for whatever reason you just keep on trickling back.
I get that.
You keep on trickling back, whether it's because it's comfortable, because it's familiar, because you don't want to go back and be out on the market again, whatever the reason is. It's about the euphoria that you experience when you are with that person who knows you, and that person that you've been through those bad situations with, that you don't got to tell them what you like, and you don't got to tell them. They know your thoughts before you can even express them. That is what it's complicated. It's about, and it's just about being in that time, being present in that time, in that experience, even though you eventually it has to die.
Yeah.
But it's just about being in that space and time. And then the videos so a lot of my visuals, I try to make them a little cryptic, a little bit taboo. So the video is, I don't know if you've seen the video yet, but it probably seems real like light and airy and all of that stuff, but the video is really about voyeurism. So
okay,
we love that.
Okay. A little peep show.
So the video is just about admiring somebody from a distance or from a place, being off to the side, and in my mind, like fantasizing about interacting with that person, but never really doing so, but just kind of, so like when you see the video, when you watch the video, you'll see there's a lot of parts where it looks like we're interacting, but we're really not. And then there'll be times where I'm like right behind the lead in the video and I'm like singing, but I'm not interacting with her. You know what I mean? I'm in the background. So it's just about having that, it's kind of creepy. But I like creating from that perspective, doing stuff that's a little unorthodox, and just giving the viewer a different experience. And I hate just boring cookie cut.
I feel that.
Conventional, very, very safe. The song is already like a pop, kind of more of a pop R&B record. So I was like, let's give them a little bit of, encode something in the video.
Right. Some storytelling.
Storytelling. So
all right. Well, you want to introduce it?
Yes. Coming to you live from the Good News with the Get Right crew. This is my latest single, It's Complicated.
As we move on from the beginning, the clock is out, the time is up, but it's not ending. I'm losing track and trying to find a way for me to say what's on my mind. What's on my mind? We've been through ups and downs, we've shared our pains and sorrows, but when it's said and done, today won't change tomorrow. Times I wish that we but take the time to see it doesn't matter when and where we end, we'll start again. She's the all I need. Every part of me tried, but I can't leave. Now here we go again as the world keeps spinning. I wanna let you go, but I can't let you go now. I try to let you go, but I can't let you go now. Wish I could let you go, but I can't let you go now. I can't let you go now.
Can't dance.
Wanna let you go, but I can't let you go now. I try to let you go, but I can't let you go. I wanna let you go, but I can't let you go now. I can't let you go now. Now. Take me back in time when all we had were fun days. The fire burning is no more. And even if we trip and fall into the Monday, close the door. She's the all I need. Every part of me tried, but I can't leave. Now here we go again as the world keeps spinning. I wanna let you go, but I can't let you go now. I try to let you go, but I can't let you go now. Wish I could let you go, but I can't let you go now. I can't let you go now. Now. Wanna let you go, but I can't let you go now. I try to let you go, but I can't let you go. I wanna let you go, but I can't let you go now. I can't let you go now. She's my love song, and the only one my heart knows I can't let up. And she's my love song, and the only one my heart knows I can't let up. I can't let you go.
I love that.
Thank you.
That was so good. You have a beautiful voice. Now, it did give me a little bit of Maya Fallen, where she was stalking that poor man for no reason.
Right. Come on, Maya Fallen.
Because even in the parts where you were like up in her face, but then I'm like, oh wait, she doesn't realize that he's there. It's just like, oh yeah, this nigga crazy. But
right. You know.
But the concept and the words are so relatable, where it's just like you want to move on, but you know that it's not the end. But it's just like, is this the end? It should be the end.
Should be the end, but we just keep going on and on, and
very relatable content. Wow.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yes.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Mhm.
Really
Yes.
do. Really
So
do.
catchy.
Yeah.
Well,
I was over here
you.
singing it.
Oh, well, that's what I'm talking. That's the objective.
I thought you were singing.
I was
But
singing.
then I was like, maybe it wasn't ad
You better have
No,
some
it was
vocals
me.
over
Okay.
there.
It was me.
You better have
you
some
want to take
vocals.
everybody's fucking moment.
I know. You know
would be
me.
Victoria Monet.
The mic
so
was
bad.
muted. The mic was muted, so
Was
the
it
listeners
muted?
didn't hear it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
It was good. I thought it was good.
I did too. I really
I was
vibed out to that.
catchy.
Thank you.
So
I
please let
appreciate
the
it.
listeners know where they can stream it.
Absolutely. So, for all the listeners that are on Tuned In, you can find my music on iTunes. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it on Spotify. You can find me on IG at Alonzo Direct _. And if you click the link in my bio, it has all of the. It's like a link tree that has everything. You can find me on YouTube. Go to my YouTube, Alonzo Direct, one word. Click subscribe. Click like. Click share. Write your comments. Do all that wonderful, beautiful stuff that y'all do. But that's what y'all can find me. And you're gonna find me all over because I'm about to be zigzagging across the country. So
I hear that.
Okay, zigzag.
so I will be in a city near you at sometime soon.
All right.
Yeah.
We love to see it.
Mhm.
Make sure you
Absolutely.
support good R&B music and local artists because that's what makes the world go round.
Period, bitch.
Yes.
And that was all for the topic.
Fantastic.
It makes me so happy. And now it is time for the question of the day.
Question.
Yes. So the question of the day is, what invention that we use every day that we don't think about but has made our lives totally easy?
Cell phone,
Cell phone?
number one.
Definitely, because that it would be really hard to navigate without it for so many reasons. Like I'm low-key codependent in terms of traveling with my phone. I'll figure it out eventually, but like if this was the days of like MapQuest, I don't know.
Oh, Jeff, we had to use a map. Like I will say GPS because I don't know if I had to use an actual map, like I'm out here Christopher Columbus and stuff, I would really be in Vermont thinking I'm here in Los Angeles. And it'd be really, really inappropriate.
Like this shit is whack. And where the fuck is Hollywood?
Yeah.
I feel that.
Like, why is this mountain here? I also thought about toothbrush. Whoever in the toothbrush, shout out to you. Shout out to people, toothbrushes, and people brushing their tongues. Shout out to all those people that do those things. I also thought about hand sanitizer and wipes.
Yeah.
Like the whole wipes. You know what I'm talking about, whole wipes.
Come on, baby wipes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I
Keep
was
in your
like,
bag.
Okay,
You
got
keep
you,
the
got
whole
you,
wipes in
yeah.
your bag just in case you may have a moment and you on your whole shit.
Right.
So I appreciate whoever said, this needs to be mobile.
They were on to something. They were on
I need to
something.
take these with me.
Right.
Let me put little 20 in a pack.
I am dead.
But I'm pretty sure that's how somebody thought of it. Like, I mean, it makes sense. I was gonna say paper towel because I realize when I don't have paper towel how much I need paper towel. It's just my go-to for everything. Like at any moment, I need paper towel. If I'm frying chicken, I need paper towel. If I'm cooking food, I need paper towel to like take oil out of food. Bathroom stuff, like, so that is one. What else haven't I thought about that I really use a lot? Damn, I guess that's a part of the question. Things that you don't think about.
You
how
don't
often
think
you
about it,
use
but it's made your life so much easier.
Things that we don't think about.
Um,
I was gonna say the toilet, because
Oh,
in
the
other places
toilet
they
for
don't have
sure.
those. They don't have toilets in other places.
What about a microwave?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely that. Shit, I'm gonna just go off with what y'all got. I really don't. I would have to really sit and think.
No, you know what? Low key for real. One thing major car.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having to walk everywhere or have to be like in a horse and carriage?
But like, yeah. Poor horses.
I was about to say some of us aren't driving right now, Alonzo.
Mhm.
So I know what it feels like.
Yeah.
I know exactly what that feels like.
Mm.
It's tiring.
It's a lot.
But you know, great for the legs, if nothing else.
Okay.
You better come on.
Yeah, you got to find a positive somewhere in there.
That's right.
Yeah, like for me, man, I'm so grateful for my headphones.
Yeah, I'm
so
grateful for
grateful
headphones too, because I take the train. If I have to listen to one more of these damn boomboxes, I don't know if they're gonna sell for $20 or something. I don't know who's giving out these homeless people these boomboxes and they just carry around playing all this blues music from 1975. But I'm over it. So I want to give everybody a thing of headphones. Whoever's out here supplying the people with the speakers, please supply headphones as well.
Yeah, or just when people like are on like public transportation and they're like screaming shit.
Yeah.
Like there was some woman who was clearly like just out of her mind and she was calling everyone a pussy ass bitch. And then there was this other woman the other day run up on me with a cigarette and it was lit. And she was talking about zap, zap, zap. I'm like, I'm gonna beat this bitch's ass because I don't know what else to do. And I'm on a red carpet. So I'm like, if I hit her with the tripod and dip, we could.
Not on the red carpet.
She wasn't on the carpet. I was leaving it.
I was about to say, was she?
I'm like, she had a cigarette.
How did she get on the carpet with the cig?
Yeah,
What event were you at?
Cruella de Vil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mama was out her fucking mind, but I was about to knock her right back into it. So, you know. Yeah.
I think about that. And also quirky texting.
Quirky texting?
Like the keyboard.
Oh, I'm about to say you have to give context to that. Don't nobody know what the fuck you talking about.
Like imagine like we still had to use
my god.
thumbs, thumb,
Morse code.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah. That's a lot. Oh, Morse code. Oh my goodness.
Yikes.
Do you know how many
Forget about it.
Oh my
Forget about it. You
how
ain't
many
know.
misunderstood messages I was sending?
Yeah.
Everybody be mad at me. What are you talking about a toaster for, child?
Yeah, I never understood it. It's like just a bunch of different taps. How in the world?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
And you see, this is why we don't have attention spans as millennials. Because you really had to pay attention to the message. Because if you were one tap off,
right,
the whole thing is done.
Imagine being in distress trying to like send a strip, like something's happening.
Yeah.
Oh my god. In the middle of all of that. Come on now.
What? Shit already done hit the fan by the time you sent
it. Imagine sending a long message.
Right.
Ooh.
You forgot. Oh shoot, where was I at? I lost my train of thought.
Okay.
But I bet if I was cursing the girls out, I'd get it together real fast.
All the typos I've been having in here. Even like the iPhone. Duck you.
Yeah, like come on, autocorrect.
I love that. I always tell people, I'm like, I love when people like try and cut ass and then they spell something wrong. I'm like, that's done. Like this whole moment has been ruined because you didn't spell that right, you dumb bitch. So
no,
you know, yeah, I love that.
Auto text is good for ruining a moment.
Make you look stupid.
You got to go write another one with a little asterisk next
to
it. This is what I really meant.
This is what I meant. And you got to send it fast.
Yeah, right. Just took away the momentum of everything that I wanted to do.
Right. All right. And that was all for the question of the day. All right. You know where I'm at. It's time for If I Told You That. And today's If I Told You That is, and I'm going to need a 20-second timer. If you could send yourself from 10 years ago a message no longer than 20 seconds, what would you say? So we're going to do this and we'll just time it. So that way you don't go over the 20 seconds. Calvin, would you do the honors?
The 20 seconds?
Yes, please.
Yes, I can. Pulling up my clock now. And
who wants to go first?
You go first.
I go first?
You can go first.
We go.
Hey, Eric. Sweetie, I know right now your confidence probably isn't the highest and you don't feel the greatest, but I want you to know that you are evolving into a really bad bitch. Okay. You are going to have an amazing support system. You are so talented and your dreams are valid and you are going to manifest so many things that you couldn't have even predicted. So I know the sun may not be up right now, but better days are coming. I love you.
Good stuff.
You ready?
Oh, give me a countdown.
5
seconds. I talk too much for that.
4,
I know, it's hard.
3, 2, 1.
Young Alonzo, please be aware that you are having a whole bunch of thoughts in your mind that you don't understand, but just go with your gut. Keep your head down, keep working, give yourself grace, forgive yourself, forgive the people who did you wrong, who do you wrong, and keep it pushing, stay focused. You will be vindicated. That's it.
Who's gonna time me? I gotta time myself. Oh, no, I have my timer
Okay, perfect.
here.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, Kelvin. It's me, Order Kelvin. You're so dope right now, and you don't even know how great you are. You are just at the beginning of a brand new life. You are starting a new job, but you're not going to have that job in the future. But you can have a really good done. You can be so happy of who you are when you grow up. So just keep doing what you're doing.
Love it.
10 years ago, I was in Kentucky.
10 years ago, I was 17. Yeah.
10 years ago, I was in college. Lord have mercy. Time is going by
It's
crazy.
going by fast.
Yeah.
I love that.
Just getting old. Lord have mercy.
I think it's important that, like, I mean, I love the idea of getting older. And I tell all my friends this, like, I can't wait till the 30s because I feel like it's just going to be too much. Like,
Wait, how old are you now?
27.
I wish I could
Baby.
be 27.
That was a great year for me.
It's been fun.
That's the year I moved out here.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 27 has treated me well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it's important to go back and have these conversations because when I think about like the darkness I dealt with as a child, it was a lot. And it wasn't like family inflicted or friend inflicted, but it was very self-induced.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I really do wish I could go back and hug him because I felt like a lot of times I didn't leave him out in the cold, but like I didn't know how to articulate certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really hard about things that were out of my control and just very like overly critical and shit like that. So I'm just like, I would love to be able to have that conversation with myself and be like, breathe, like it's gonna be all right, you know. So I think it's important to have stuff like that, and that's why I picked that for If I Told You That.
Yeah, and I also think that when we look back now, like 10 years and 31, yeah, 2031, and we see all the progress that we made from this moment to then, it's going to be a little bit mind-blowing because I think about when I was in college 10 years ago and I'm thinking like, what am I going to do? Like, what do I want to do? Like, what is the goal for me? Like, where do I see myself? And the career paths that I've taken since then, like going to the higher education, like, okay, this is cool. But now like, okay, Kelvin, your degree is definitely in entertainment. So why the hell are you working with these students? Love them to death, but why are you here? So like, and then coming over here and doing what I'm doing now, it's like, okay. And then like what I'm on the, like right on the edge of doing next is it's like, okay,
gotta speak it.
What's going on and how I'm going to look at 10 years from now. And you know what? This is all a part of my lifetime movie because I can't wait for Fantasia to play me. And
it's gonna be so good.
It's going to be so good. So I just want her to have a good storyline.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I feel like she's willing to cut her hair.
What hair?
Fair. Yeah. She would have to go bald though.
She would have to go bald.
She would have to go bald.
But does she want this Emmy?
I think she can get the Emmy.
Does she want this Emmy?
Yeah.
You got to dive into the role.
Food for thought. Who's a better actress?
Fantasia or
Jennifer?
Jennifer.
Hands down? You said that quick.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I only seen Fantasia act in one thing, and that was her Lifetime movie.
And it was good. But I mean...
But Jennifer plays the same character. Aretha was...
Effie.
Oh.
Aretha was a good movie. It was written well.
I forgot.
It's okay. It's okay. Aretha was a good movie, but what lost me is like one scene she would have an Aretha accent, and then the next scene she wouldn't have an Aretha accent, and then like she would just be like looking, and I'm like, was Aretha always in thought? Because I thought Aretha was like really mouthy. Like what was going on? Like I couldn't really get into the character of what Aretha was. Like I understood like she found her voice after leaving her first husband, and then she became who she was because she was always in her father's thumb. But like the stories that we hear about Aretha, she was like really like a sassy lady, and like Jennifer didn't give me that. And then she had the little Southern dialect. Well, I guess it wasn't Southern. It didn't give me sassy.
I thought she did a good job at being being sassy. I think that is like her niche. I think that's like where Jennifer breathes and thrives, in that Black woman who kind of has a little bit of a sassy attitude, kind of mouthy, let me tell you something.
Southside Chicago.
I think that she thrives in that. And I thought she definitely brought
I didn't get that in
that little bit of sass of the character mixed with the passive, because she's playing a passive character as well. You got a husband that's overbearing and demanding, and the father dynamic, daddy issues. But I thought she did that really well.
I haven't seen it yet, so that's why I'm not speaking.
I was over the accent going in and out every 20 minutes.
So can you give me an example of the accent going in and out?
Yeah. It was like, hey, I'm Aretha Franklin. Hello, I'm Jennifer Hudson. But I'm Aretha Franklin at the same time, and I want to sing a song for you. It was really weird. It's like loud Jennifer, and then, hey, like she'd be walking, talking to somebody in the park, and in the next scene, she's like regular Jennifer voice. And I'm like, where's the dialect? Where's the disconnect?
Okay, let's play a game. Give me Jennifer Hudson.
Hey, I'm Jennifer Hudson.
Give me Effie White.
Hey, I'm Effie White.
Give me Fantasia.
Hey, I'm Fantasia.
Give me Keisha Cole.
Hey.
Give me Monica.
Do you want Monica or Gunica?
Give me Monica and then Gunica.
Okay, Monica is she's really gunky in the back of her throat.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I can't. I can't. No, we're already canceled. I'm not doing this. She has real goons in the streets.
I really enjoyed that transition, though. That was good. From Jennifer to Effie to Keisha to Fantasia. Very good.
Yes, the Fantasia to Keisha killed me. That killed me.
The Keisha is always my favorite.
Yes, that was spot on.
Shout out to Keisha Cole.
Keisha needed,
literally.
She needs to trademark that.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say that needs to be trademarked, because if not, you are definitely gonna make that a signature.
I would make that my ringtone. I don't even have a ringtone, but if she was just like put that on like a track, well, I guess it is on every track. I would make. Eric, can you actually cut that for me so I can make it my ringtone? Yeah. Or can we actually have it in the?
Do it one more time so I can get a clear cut.
Hey.
Okay, that should be fine.
That's Keisha.
That's really good, actually. It's really good.
And then last week for Way Back Wednesday, I did Keisha Cole versus Alicia Keys. So the amount of time I heard the hate in there was fucking hilarious.
There's a lot.
It was a lot. I wanted to edit it in a way where every clip said that. But then I think people would be like, Eric, why do you keep picking that part?
Because it's their signature.
That is funny.
If Nikki Parker can say, hey, so can Keisha Cole.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. And now it is time for Uniquely Speaking.
This is for Rachel, you big, fat, white, nasty, smelling, fat bitch. Why you took out the motherfucking schedule with your trifling, dirty, white, racist ass, big, fat bitch?
All right, y'all. So we kind of talked about this a little bit, which is a little ironic because I didn't know that was going to be what the question of the day. Well, if I told you that was, but it's a little bit, I want to talk about what ifs. The thought of what if and the lingering questions in the back of our minds that if we did not do this, what would we be today? And this past week, the last 2 weeks, I've really been self-reflecting on where I'm going in this next year. My birthday's in November. And for me, going to Jesus year, I'm thinking about what if this is my final year? It's not gonna be my final year, but what if it was? And what would I have done differently, or what would I want to achieve? So this coming up year, I'm making a list of my what ifs, my things I want to do. And if I don't do it, then what would happen if I don't? So finding these new career opportunities and talking to these different people and being in these different circles and trying these new different things. If I don't do these, will I still have those ideas of what if? Because I think so many times in our lives, we arrive to this moment based upon the what ifs that we did not do. So many times we sit here and we're like, okay, well, I have this really good job, but what if I would have just took that opportunity over there that I'd said I'm not ready for at this time, or I was afraid to do? Or what if I would have just took that chance to holler at that person that I said was kind of cute? Would I be in a relationship right now? Would I be focused on this? Would I be married? Like, where would I be in my life right now if I would have did that? And going into this next year, I don't want to have those questions. I don't want to have those what ifs, those I need to think about this, those questionable acts that I could have done. So as I go into this new season, I am making my what if list, if you will. So my list of things that I want to do that I will have no questions that what if I didn't do this. So I'm encouraging everyone else out there as we enter to this fourth quarter of the year, all those New Year's resolutions that you made in January that you put to the side, put those on your what if list. All those new things that you want to try going into this new year, make sure you put those down because these are your moments that you don't want to sit back and question years from now. What if? So that's uniquely speaking.
This is for Rachel, you big, fat, white, nasty, smelling, fat bitch. Why you took me off the motherfucking schedule with your trifling, dirty, white, racist ass, big, fat bitch?
I like that.
Yeah,
a lot.
I do like that.
That is really good.
Thank you.
Do you ever feel like the what ifs didn't happen because of divine planning?
I do now. I do know that some of the things that I wanted to do, I was not prepared for. And it was God's way of saying, Kelvin, not yet. Or some of the things I wanted to do was not right for me. And that was God's way of saying, boy, sit your ass down somewhere. I think that's
just like that.
Yeah, just like
Right,
that.
just
That's
like
how God
that.
talks to me. I don't know how he talks to y'all, but that's how he talks to me.
Right.
But I think that's a lot of times, a little backhand action.
Right.
A lot of times, even like you think of like past relationships, the people that you thought was going to be the perfect one or that you wanted so bad, you look back and it's like, what the hell was I thinking? Or why was I in this situation? Like, why would I even put up with these stupid things? And it's like because you thought at that moment that it was the right thing.
Yeah.
And I've learned that God has very interesting humor, especially in my life and the things that I do in the way that he directs my path, even though I don't know what's going on at that moment. He has a really good way of setting me up for something in the future. And I'm really appreciative of his grace and his favor because of that. But there are a lot of moments in my life I'm like, what if I wouldn't have did that? Would I have changed this for there? Or would I be further in my career if I would have did that? Or if I would have said yes to this and no to that, what would happen? Like if I would have stayed in Kentucky, I'd probably be a dean or somebody's associate, something director, or maybe even a director at a university by now if I would have stayed on that thing. But would I be happy? Would I have been fulfilled? Would the check would have been good because living in Kentucky, you can get $50K and live like like you living in a mansion, you know? But would I be happy? Will I be fulfilled? And I think the answer is no.
Yeah.
So that what if I'm okay with? So even like in the craziness and the trying to figure things out and the moving around now, I'm like, okay, I'm cool with where I'm now that I don't know what the hell's going on. But I'm happy that I don't know what's going on here.
Right.
Love that.
What about y'all?
Alonzo?
The what ifs? I try not to live in so much in the what ifs. For the most part, I believe like what you said, everything that we experience and in that time is where we're supposed to be. And I always try to focus on the positive. So regardless if the outcome wasn't the best, I always try to look at what I was able to take away from that experience. And I know that if any of those steps change, that it would definitely change the trajectory of where I am now. And I love where I am now. I love myself and I'm appreciative of those times, good times and bad times alike. So I try not to live in the what ifs. Something that as far as the future, I want to make sure that I'm doing my thing, continue to use my voice in a positive light, use my voice to encourage people, to motivate. I believe that's one of my spiritual gifts. So I just want to make sure that I'm taking every opportunity that I can to motivate, to encourage, to uplift, to spread a light or shine a light on folks who are have been exploited or folks who don't necessarily have the opportunity to or don't have a platform. You know what I mean? Don't have a voice. So those are the things that I want to do and what I want to um that I don't want to have that what if in the back of my mind. What if I would have shared my voice, or what if I would have spoke up about something, or what if I would have extended my platform to someone to shed light on something that wouldn't necessarily garner so much attention. So those are the things that for sure that are my what ifs that I don't want to have. But I believe everything is divine, like you had said earlier. and to your point, I was like, "Oh, wait a minute! I'm about to put my hands up and take it to another level in here."
Happy Sunday!
You better come on now. It's still Sunday.
Okay, okay.
Hey, he about to spin his chair around in here.
Don't break nothing, Alonzo.
Right.
We will bill you.
Okay.
Now I am coaching it hard. But no, I mean, like you said, I think God sometimes, so many times, will keep you from things, even when you badly want them or desire to have them, because He knows you're not ready for them. So nothing's by chance. It's all divine. That's what you believe. I don't know what you believe in. I don't want to be preachy. I know people don't like preachy, but I'm just giving you some of my reality. Yeah, so I believe we are where we're supposed to be, and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, I love that. That was really good.
Thank you.
How about you, E?
I think that my what ifs have lessened in life. Like my mom has always been like a divine order type of person, so I don't question a lot of things. I just say divine order and just leave it. I think I've only been like what ifed for like past relationships. You know, because I felt like there were things that maybe I could have done differently. So I'm just like, well, what would the outcome have been had I done it this way, or you know, tried this? But aside from that, no, because I'm also a firm believer of like, for anything, say yes and figure it out along the way, even if you don't know. Like, figure it out, unless it's like dangerous and like hazardous to yourself. But like in terms of opportunities and moments for connections, like say yes and figure it out along the way. So I don't what if too much, and I've given myself a lot more grace. And I think with more grace, you stop questioning. You know. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it right now.
Love that. Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
Well, it's about that time, man.
Yeah, y'all.
I'm ready to get the fuck ASAP after this shit.
I am so hungry. I am so hungry. Like, it makes no sense. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now at the point in the show where it's time to talk about what we've learned from this episode. So, Kelvin, what have you learned today?
I have learned that if you are allegedly 5'8" and you have a gun in your car, you should not shoot at people's feet, because you will eventually have to take a plea deal and people will not believe you for the rest of your life. I've also learned that I'm trying to go back to the scroll. Right, let's go up and scroll. I also learned, if you don't want to talk to your family, don't talk to your family.
Come on.
What did Fantasia say? If you don't want me, then don't talk to me.
Free yourself. And that's exactly what Kelly did. And that's what I'm hoping everybody else do. Just freeze themselves and people they don't want to talk to.
Fuck them kids.
But I'm hoping that she is okay. I also have learned that you don't want to live in regrets, and that you should live life as if this is the last one you have, because it may just be.
I've learned that some people will do anything for social media clout, regardless how it comes across to the audience. I've learned that R. Kelly's legal team is quite innovative.
Oh, they are strong-armed.
Very that. I've learned, or I've been reminded, to have more grace, and you know, rather than question the process, exist in the process and do my parts, and then allow things to fall in line like I divinely believe that they would. And yeah, Alonzo.
I've learned that Nicki Minaj is a hitman.
Yes.
Rosa Parks was an adulterer and
a whore,
a mistress.
Okay. That.
Martin Luther King wasn't talking about nothing but underage women, apparently.
Okay.
Right.
And I learned that Kelly Price is actually a magician first before a singer, because disappearing and popping back up whenever she feels like it. So good stuff.
I love that. I feel like we should host Black History Month seminar.
I really do, because there's a lot of little known Black history facts that the people really need to know.
Right. Right.
Some miseducation went on. We need to clarify.
Yeah, because they don't teach it in school.
I.e., one of them that Farrah from Destiny's Child actually flew JetBlue.
I thought you flew Spirit.
No, not at that time.
Okay.
But they still lost her luggage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she didn't want to pay for it.
Yeah. And
See,
Beyonce wasn't.
I thought she
help her
flew
track
Spirits
it.
because they weren't going to pay for her luggage. Because you know the tickets be $10, but the carry on is
$275. Yeah.
So I was like, I thought that's what happened.
Better be $275 here with a $10 ticket.
Make that money back.
You actually can't come with any clothes on. We $10 ticket, but that does not include wearing any clothes.
Yeah, the wait on the plane, and please don't ask for snacks. Like, why would we feed y'all and your kids
snacks?
No,
you're lucky you're here.
Right. I don't even want to be here. My spirit is broken, but I'm here.
Actually, I won't be on this flight. You all drive the plane. All right.
That is hilarious.
Spirit.
Oh my God.
Spirit.
Oh my God. As always, I would like to thank you guys for listening to this episode of the Get Right Radio Show. If you would like to keep up with me, feel free on IG at The World According to Eric, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Eric Devante, and TikTok at Eric Devante Russell 3.
That's right. And I'm Kelvin Unique, KelvinEU. NIQUE on your Instagram. Just flip that to Unique Kelvin on Twitter. Make sure you're following the Get Right Radio Show on Instagram so you can stay up to date on all the things that we're doing here. And download this good new radio app so you can listen back to this episode, past week's episode, and there's a plethora of other podcasts on this network. So download the app so you can stay up to date. Where can we find you at, Alonzo?
You guys can find me at on IG under Alonzo Direct _. You can find me on Facebook under Alonzo Direct. Same thing with YouTube, Alonzo Direct, one word. Alonzo Direct. Google it; it will pop up. You're gonna be able to find me somewhere. New music just released. It's complicated, so if you haven't got a chance to listen to that, make sure you guys tune in, listen to the new single, stream it, share it, download it, like it, all that other good stuff, and gonna be in a city near you.
All right.
I know that's right. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you got right.
That's right. Get right or get left.
Bitch, you better get right.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you. So much fun.
So much fun having
You guys are amazing.
Thank you.
I was like, wow.